You are now listening to the sounds of Dr. B's Spot, a production of Bowden Enterprise Services, LLC. Join the podcast where love and life topics are discussed surrounding spiritual connection, relationships, finance, and becoming a better you through elevation. And now, here's your host, spiritual advisor and behavioral health clinician, Dr. B.
Welcome back to another session of Dr. B's Spot, Love and Life, the podcast where we talk about all things love, life, and spirituality. I'm your host, your spiritualist, your therapist, Dr. B. We are back in business and back in action. Thank you again for tuning in and listening to this content. It's always appreciated. Now, let's get to the disclaimer before we begin. I like to remind all listeners that the insights and perspectives shared on this podcast are not a substitute for personal, professional advice. If you find yourself struggling with any topics or crisis situations that we discuss today or any other time, please seek help from a licensed professional such as myself or one that you choose to have a consultation with. Now, let's jump right in and let's get today's topic started. We're going to take a deep dive into a topic that may hit close to home for some of you out there, just as well as myself. The topic today is called Biting the Hand That Feeds You. We've all have heard the saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. But what happens when we find ourselves doing just that? In this thought-provoking episode, we'll explore the complexities behind this behavior and unravel the reasons why we sometimes push away the very people who we care for. In relationships, this behavior might show as pushing away a caring partner, loved ones, by rejecting their love or constantly finding fault in them. In the workplace, an employee might resent their supportive boss and respond with lack of commitment or dedication. Even in our spiritual journey, we may reject the guidance and wisdom from mentors or spiritual leaders. Those examples really highlight the complexity of this behavior. We'll also address how to break free from this destructive pattern and look at practical strategies to recognize, address, and heal the wounds that lead to biting the hand that feeds you. Relationships can be both beautiful and challenging at the same time, whether it's a romantic partnership, a friendship, or even a family bond. We often find ourselves taking those closest to us for granted. But why? Sometimes people have underdeveloped tools for coping with past pain and hurt. This is a recurrent behavior that can strain even the most cherished relationships. These things can be deep-seated emotions of fear or simply a cry for help. It's been said in studies that some of the closest people to you are the ones who take the brunt of their pain out on you. Many folks take out their issues on those that they love and care about, and in return, those hurt people also hurt people. This causes a breakdown in relationships and self-destructing behavioral patterns and sabotage. Dysfunctional patterns such as ridiculing someone, pointing blame at others, harsh words, short temperament, agitation, yelling, misplaced attitudes, seeing unclearly, meaning distorted views, unfair judgment, etc., takes time to build, which is why it takes even more time to heal. We're stacking lifelong blocks on top of more blocks. We're adding in detours, new roads, but yet creating chaos. If we haven't yet cleared the roads behind us, how does one actually break the cycle? In order to do this, they would have to recognize their part through acknowledgement, accountability, and then decoding past circumstances, all with guidance from a therapist. that can help unfold lingering issues and map a plan from past, present, and future with you. Some people think they can do it on their own. That's where they mess up at. But what happens is that they have trigger breaks that become repetitive behaviors. Now, when I say trigger breaks, I'm talking about someone who tries on their own to fix their own issues. But see, what happens is just a time limited patch before the next episode that triggers them back to the same behavioral patterns that they actually thought were fixed on their own. Then they press the button to start all over again. And guess what? The saga continues. I'm saying it's not impossible to heal yourself, but it also takes a lot of work. Life can be a roller coaster, and sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we unconsciously harm those who have supported us the most. Now, do you actually think that you have the proper tools to come out of darkness alone and step into the light? It's like taking a fork trying to eat soup when you know you need a spoon. What does that metaphor look like to you in your life and the others around you? A process with a professional helps you to break down the barriers that are and was hindering you in life to make moves and heal in a healthy, positive way. A guided path with someone helping you with a plan is always better than not having a plan. Now, am I right about that or what? Think about it. Personally, I'd rather be around someone leading the way that has taken the route hundreds of times that is actually qualified than someone who isn't. Then all you would have in this situation is two people going in opposite directions and bumping heads without direction, without proper execution. Everyday stressors and responsibilities can overshadow the need for ongoing appreciation and acknowledgement of the people who play significant roles in our lives. Additionally, societal norms may foster a sense of entitlement within relationships, making us feel entitled to the love and support of those closest to us without consistently reciprocating. Now, imagine a well-worn sweater, warm, familiar, comforting. That's often how we feel love, how we feel love with our loved ones. Now, their presence becomes so ingrained in our lives that we may stop actively appreciating them because it's so familiar to you that you overlook in certain things. This is called a comfort trap. It's a comfort trap that lulls us into a state of unconsciousness where their love and support become an unexpected backdrop rather than a cherished gift. Who wants to feel like something discarded rather than appreciated? Our brains are wired for novelty. We're drawn to new experiences and people, which can overshadow the constant, reliable love of those close by. Like a shiny new toy, the excitement of the unfamiliar can temporarily eclipse the enduring value of what we already have. So then we take for granted those who have been riding with and for us. At times, societal pressures fuels a comparison game, making us focus on what others have, often overlooking the unique love and support we receive from our own circle. This constant comparison breeds discontent and undermines our appreciation for the irreplaceable connections that we hold. This comes off to our loved ones as, guess what? Ungrateful and insensitive. Now, again, remember, we should appreciate those closest to us. It isn't just about feeling good. It strengthens our relationships. It fosters deeper connections. It creates a more fulfilling life for all involved. So breaking free from those you love for granted, taking those that you love for granted and biting the hand that feeds you is a trap that you should look at. What trap are you setting for yourself when you do that? You should be able to nurture the precious bonds that help enrich in your life. You should be appreciating the loved ones every day in every way. So, to counteract this tendency, fostering mindfulness and gratitude in our daily lives is crucial. By actively recognizing and expressing appreciation for the small gestures and constant support from our loved ones, we can then strengthen our connections and prevent the erosion of the bonds that matter most. Now, here's 5 additional tips in breaking the cycle of biting the hand that feeds you. Number 1, mindful gratitude. Take a daily moment to appreciate specific things you love about your loved ones, big or small. Write them a note, tell them in person, or simply hold the thought with gratitude. When you do that, it comes out. So even how you change yourself from within, even if you don't vocally speak, internally, what's going to happen is the movement of change happens within you on how you deal with others outside of yourself. Number 2, quality time. Disconnect from distractions and truly engage with your loved ones. Listen deeply, share experiences, and nurture genuine connections. Number 3, express appreciation. Don't assume they know how you feel. Verbally express your appreciation for their presence, their actions, and love. 4, celebrate the ordinary. Find joy in everyday moments together, turning routine into treasured memories. Number 5, empathy and perspective. Remember, they have needs and feelings too. Take their perspective, offer support, and show you care. In our fast-paced lives, we do often find ourselves taking those closest to us for granted. This phenomenon can be attributed to a combination of familiarity and expectations. As we grow accustomed to the presence and support of our loved ones, we may unconsciously assume their continuous availability and understanding. This attitude shows no regard to others' feelings in this situation and may make your actions seem selfish and unempathetic. This sense of security mechanism that a person may invoke can lead to complacency in our interactions, causing us to overlook the effort and sacrifices they make for us. Don't you think it's time to mend those broken bonds and build a stronger, more fulfilling life surrounded by genuine love and support? Wouldn't you like to foster healthier, more loving connections with your loved ones? Together, we can overcome these challenges and nurture the love and support that surround us. It's time to turn the page on this self-defeating behavior and embrace the opportunities for growth and gratitude that lie ahead. In love and life, there are moments when we feel compelled to challenge the very support system that sustain us, whether it's questioning the intentions of a loving partner, defying societal expectations, or even rebelling against our own established norms. We can find ourselves dangerously close to biting the hand that feeds us. Remember, understanding and empathy can go a long way in mitigating conflicts and finding harmony. Additionally, practicing self-compassion and embracing vulnerability can lead to profound healing. Embracing vulnerability and seeking professional help can be transformative. Some key takeaways is often a defense mechanism, a reaction to past wounds or fears. Approach yourself with kindness as you would a friend. Acknowledge your emotions and be open to seeking help when needed. By breaking free from this pattern, we can cultivate healthier relationships and nurture our personal growth. Don't forget, the first step is self-awareness. Recognizing that we engage in this behavior is crucial. From there, we can explore the underlying emotions and beliefs driving our actions. Seeking support from a therapist or counselor can be incredibly helpful in this process. Remember, we can get through this together. Contact me for a consultation at bowdenenterprise.com. This is Dr. B signing off. Stay tuned for more empowering episodes, and I'll catch you next time. Be blessed with less stress. Much love, Dr. B, and I'm out.
Join us next time at Dr. B's Spot, where we dive into the real deal of love and life by tapping into your body, mind, and spirit. Don't forget to like, rate, and comment on each podcast that we drop. For all upcoming shows, reach Dr. B and all she has to offer on BowdenEnterprise.com and social media outlets under the moniker Bowden Enterprise Services. Peace and blessings to you and yours. We are out.